The fog is so thick tonight. You can't even see the front of the heavy wooden boat. Just a blanket of heavy white, swallowing up the heavy trees. They say the muddy river is the best place in the world to hide a heavy sin. Because the water is so dark, nobody can see what sinks to the heavy bottom. I've been rowing for 3 heavy hours, trying to lose the heavy trail, with a rusted iron lockbox sitting between my freezing boots. I don't know what scares me more, the heavy men who are looking for me, or the heavy things swimming underneath this black water. There's a heavy fog on the muddy river, blinding up the heavy night, hiding from the heavy devil, staying out of the heavy light. The water's thick and the air is heavy, dripping off the cypress tree. Just the croaking of the heavy frogs and a broken man like me. Match is struck, lighting a heavy cigar. They told me to look for a cabin, resting on the heavy stilts, with a single heavy red lantern burning on the front porch. They told me the woman who lives there knows a heavy swamp better than the devil himself. A beautiful heavy ghost who trades in heavy secrets and dark magic. I've got the heavy silver to pay her, but in a place like this, silver ain't always the heaviest price. Sometimes, the river wants a heavy soul. There's a heavy fog on the muddy river, blinding up the heavy night, hiding from the heavy devil, staying out of the heavy light. The water's thick and the air's heavy, dripping off the cypress tree. Just the croaking of the heavy frogs and a broken man like me. I see the heavy red light glowing through the heavy fog. She's waiting on the heavy dock. I drop the heavy oars and I let the muddy current pull me into the heavy dark. clink of clay poker chips being stacked on a wooden table. Playing a deep long exhale of heavy cigar smoke. The baseline walks in with a slow creeping, heart-beating rhythm. Dum, dum, dum. The drums play a soft, jazzy brush sweep on the snare. Swish, swish. And electric eagle plays a weeping, smoky minor chord with a slow wah-wah effect. The record full of heavy silver, heavy bleeding heart, waiting for the heavy gamble and the absolute destruction to start. And I'm losing my soul at the poker table, watching the heavy chips fall down. Betting all my heavy history in this godforsaken heavy town. The smoke is burning up my eyes, the whiskey's turning into lead. Playing with the heavy devil, with a bounty on my heavy head. Yeah, I'm chasing down a heavy miracle, but the cards are fully disabled. Losing my soul at the heavy poker table. Looking at the heavy paper, two heavy aces in the black. Sweat is dripping down my collar, sliding down my heavy back. The man across the heavy table, he doesn't even blink an eye. He's waiting for the heavy river, waiting for my luck to completely die. I push the heavy stacks of silver into the center of the ring. A desperate heavy beggar, pretending he's a heavy king. I'm holding on to a heavy bluff with completely nothing left to show. One more heavy card to turn and a heavy dark place to go. And I'm losing my soul at the poker table, watching the heavy chips fall down. Betting all my heavy history in this godforsaken heavy town. The smoke is burning up my eyes, the whiskey's turning into lead. Playing with the heavy devil, with a bounty on my heavy head. Yeah, I'm chasing down a heavy miracle, but the cards are fully disabled. Losing my soul the heavy poker table. I'm completely out of silver, I'm completely out of gold, but I got a heavy spirit before the heavy cards fall. I push my life into the center, I look the devil in the face, turn the heavy card over in this wicked heavy place. All in.
turns a heavy card. The house always wins. Empty pockets, nothing left to bet. The devil smiles. The devil smiles.
At the bottom of a complete empty glass, watching the heavy shadows of the winter's pass. My pockets are completely dry, waiting for the heavy river devil to watch me die. Then she stepped right out of the heavy cigar smoke, a heavy kind of magic that the midnight completely woke. Wearing nothing but a heavy red dress, a beautiful heavy answer to my heavy mess. She didn't ask for my heavy silver or my heavy gold. She just smiled at the broken man, incredibly cold. Oh, the lady in the crimson silk, moving like a heavy flame, whispering the heavy sorrow, calling out my heavy name. She's a beautiful heavy trap wrapped around my heavy guilt. I'm giving up my freezing life to the lady in the crimson silk. Yeah, the heavy poker table took my heavy soul away, but the crimson silk is making me completely wanna stay. She slides into the heavy wooden chair right by my freezing side, smelling like the heavy jasmine and the rising muddy tide. Her heavy fingers trace a line across my heavy freezing chest, waking up the heavy fire that the devil completely blessed. She whispers, I can buy your heavy debt, I can wipe the heavy slate, if you follow me to the heavy back room before it gets completely late. I'm looking at the heavy ruby resting on a heavy chest, knowing that this heavy woman is a completely wicked test. Oh, the lady in the crimson silk, moving like a heavy flame, whispering a heavy sorrow, calling out my heavy name. She's a beautiful heavy trap wrapped around my heavy guilt. I'm giving up my freezing life to the lady in the crimson silk. Yeah, the heavy poker table took my heavy soul away, but the crimson silk is making me completely wanna stay. The heavy silk is burning hot, the whiskey spills across the wood. I'm crossing over the heavy line where no righteous man ever stood. She holds a heavy silver key to the heavy bedroom door. I lost my soul to the heavy house, but now I'm begging for completely more. Lead the way. Yeah. Red silk dropping, heavy breathing, jasmine perfume. I belong to her now. The heavy debt is paid. In the dark, don't let me go. Don't let me go. We walk down the heavy iron stairs, below the heavy casino floor, leaving all the heavy silver outside the rusted iron door. The air is completely thick,
burning of my heavy lungs, speaking in a wicked language, completely without heavy tongues. She drops a crimson heavy silk onto the freezing iron grate, a beautiful heavy sacrifice to seal my heavy wicked fate. The coal is burning completely red inside the heavy roaring fire, melting down my heavy sorrow in a puddle of desire. Making steam in a boiler room where the heavy engines groan, sweating on the rusted iron in a heavy world completely of our own. The pressure gauge is pushing red, the heavy pipes are gonna burst, drinking up the heavy poison, trying to satisfy the thirst. Yeah, the men upstairs are playing cards, complete entirely, completely blind, while we're making heavy steam in the boiler room, leaving the heavy world behind. Her nails are digging heavy, completely into my dirty bag, riding on a heavy rhythm, running right off the heavy track. The heavy pistons pumping slow, shaking up the muddy deep, waking all the heavy ghosts entirely from their heavy sleep. The grease is mixing with the sweat, dripping from my heavy chin, paying off the heavy casino debt with a brand new heavy sin. If the devil walks right down the stairs, we wouldn't even have it care. Breathing in a heavy fire, completely floating in the air. Making steam in the boiler room where the heavy engines groan, sweating on the rusted iron in a heavy world completely of our own. The pressure gauge is pushing red, the heavy pipes are gonna burst, drinking up the heavy poison, trying to satisfy the thirst. Yeah, the men upstairs are playing cards, completely entirely, completely blind, while we're making heavy steam in the boiler room, leaving a heavy world behind. Rocking heavy. Bam! The heat is completely, entirely insane. Bam! I forgot about the heavy money, I forgot about the heavy pain. The furnace is absolutely screaming, the river's turning into mud. She's taking every heavy, completely piece of my heavy boiling blood. Don't stop the engine.
heavy breathing.
Iron and sweat, the fire is burning low. We broke the gauge,
The debt is paid.
The sound of a heavy metal furnace door being clanged shut. Clang. The deeper hum of the boat engine slowly fades out into the dark waters. Total silence. The man shivering, hurriedly buckling his belt and pulling on a leather coat. The sharp, crisp sound of a single playing card being flicked by a fingernail whip. The deep gasp of cold realization. The stand-up bass plays a deeply unsettling, creeping groove, dum to dum. An electric guitar enters with a chilling, shivering minor chord covered in heavy tremolo. The drums hit a slow, tribal voodoo tom-tom beat. Boom, kaboom.
The heavy steam is gone. The iron's turning freezing cold. The velvet passion died, exactly like a story told. I'm reaching in my pocket, pulling out a heavy card, printed in the heavy black and hitting me completely hard. It ain't a heavy diamond, it ain't a heavy bleeding heart. It's the wicked heavy lady tearing all my luck apart. She left me in the boiler room, sleeping in the dirty shade, and stabbed my heavy spirit with the Queen of Spades. Got the Queen of Spades hiding like a voodoo hex, a wicked heavy curse written in a bloody text. She didn't want a heavy lover to burn away the midnight chill. She marked me as a sacrifice for the river devil's kill. Yeah, I paid the heavy debt, but the heavy game was fully played. I'm holding all the poison called the Queen of Spades. Completely black and freezing dead. A heavy little omen messing with my heavy head. They say down in the heavy swamp the spades will bring a reaper down. A heavy kind of magic that can completely drown a town. I hear the heavy footsteps walking on the deck above. The men who run the heavy house ain't looking for a heavy love. She painted a bullseye right across
sacrifice for the real the devil's kill. Yeah, I paid the heavy debt, but the heavy game was fully played. I'm holding on to poison called the Queen of Spades. I throw the heavy paper, but the curse is in my blood. She tied my heavy future to the bottom of the mud. I traded in my silver for a kiss of heavy death. Now I'm hiding in the iron, try to hold my heavy breath. Lord, she hates me. Cold eyes, a heavy hex, footsteps on the stairs. She played me, the Queen of Spades. Nowhere to run. Clang, clang. The metallic click of a revolver hammer being pulled back in the dark. Click-clack. The chilling tremolo guitar slowly fades into the sound of the deep, muddy river, total silence. Black ink. The heavy steam is gone. The heavy steam is gone. Backing up, completely blind to the heavy iron wall. Trying to find a heavy shadow before I take the heavy fall. The heavy steel door swings open to a room of heavy dust. No silver and no heavy paper, just a completely heavy rust. She didn't want my heavy body, she didn't want my heavy soul. She just needed a heavy dummy to play the heavy wicked role. Well, I was burning in the velvet, her ghosts were completely in the back, cleaning out the heavy fortune from the heavy casino stack. The empty vault and the heavy setup, I'm taking the heavy wicked fall. She took the gold and the heavy diamonds and left me entirely with the heavy wall. The heavy hounds are coming down with the heavy lead to fly. Heavy alibi, left in the dark to completely die. Yeah, she played a heavy masterpiece and drank from a heavy cup. I'm staring at the empty vault and the completely heavy setup. Heavy bullets start to fly, tearing up the heavy steam. Shattering the heavy pressure, waking up the heavy dream. They think I got the heavy millions stuffed inside my freezing cold, but I'm just a heavy beggar trapped inside a sinking boat. I gotta find a heavy window, I gotta find a rusty grate before the heavy casino devil seals my heavy bleeding fate. I see the black muddy water shining through the heavy crack. Jumping in the freezing river, and I ain't never looking back. The empty vault and the heavy setup, I'm taking the heavy wicked fall. She took the gold and the heavy diamonds and left me entirely with the heavy wall. The heavy hounds are coming down with a heavy leg to fly. I'm the perfect heavy alibi, left in the dark to completely die. Yeah, she played a heavy masterpiece and drank from a heavy cup. I'm staring at the empty vault and the completely heavy setup. The heavy sex was a ticking clock. The Queen of Spades was the heavy lock. Bigger! I was the heavy distraction for the absolute main attraction. I kick the heavy iron grate, I'm jumping past the heavy gate. Let the heavy lead fly, I refuse the heavy die. Jump.
Bullets in the dark, shattered iron, empty vault. She got away. Black water waiting. Hold your heavy breath. Hold your heavy breath on the man kicking through a rusted iron grate. A flurry of gunshots rings out. Bang! 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 The loud echoing splash of a body diving deep into the freezing muddy river. Splash!
Drag my heavy body out of the freezing muddy deep. I left the heavy gators hungry while the heavy world was asleep. I followed the heavy ripples straight to your hidden heavy door, dripping all my heavy vengeance right across your heavy floor. You're sitting in the heavy leather, counting up the heavy price. You thought I'd drown entirely in the middle of the heavy dark, but I survived the heavy water, and I completely kept the heavy spark. Now there's a gun in the cigar smoke, the heavy queen, the most dangerous heavy shadow that the devil's ever seen. You thought I took the heavy bullets, you thought I took the heavy fall, but I brought the heavy iron, and I'm standing completely tall. Yeah, the heavy deck is finally shuffled, the heavy trick is finally broke. Nothing but a heavy silence and a gun in the cigar smoke. Stacks of stolen paper sitting on a heavy wood. You're staring at my heavy bag, exactly like a sinner should. The crimson silk is looking heavy, losing all its wicked shine, because the heavy finger on the trigger is absolutely entirely mine. I reach into my soaking pocket, pulling out the heavy grade. I throw it on the heavy money, the wicked little Queen of Spades. Your heavy hands are finally shaking, dropping down the heavy air, paying for the heavy setup with a completely different kind of cash. Now there's a gun in the cigar smoke, the heavy queen, the most dangerous heavy shadow that the devil's ever seen. You thought I took the heavy bullets, you thought I took the heavy fall, but I brought the heavy iron, and I'm standing completely tall. Yeah, the heavy deck is finally shuffled, the heavy trick is finally broke. Nothing but a heavy silence and a gun and a cigar smoke. You completely move. Shout and keep it steady, don't turn. wicked laugh, a sudden violent screech of a boat violently turning and crashing due to cypress storm press. A massive splash as a heavy body hits the water. Splash! Instantly all the loud noises muffle. The sound changes to the deep, bubbling, pressurized silence of being complete. Late in the water, a Bessie tide drops a massive, incredibly low, descending note that literally sounds like sinking. An electric eel plays a slow, suffocating wah-wah chord that bubbles and bends. The breath's hit like a slow fading heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom. I packed a heavy paper inside the rusted iron box. I marched her to the heavy boat down by the muddy docks. I kept the heavy barrel pointed right at a wicked head, running from the heavy hound and the heavy river dead. But a swamp queen knows the water better than she knows the land. She played the absolute devil with a heavy wicked hand. She slammed the heavy throttle, she spun the heavy wooden wheel and sent me flying in the black, completely tangled in the steel. Thrown overboard in the heavy freezing dark, sinking like an anchor where the heavy gator spark. The freezing muddy water completely chilling up my bone, drowning in the midnight, absolutely all alone. She's driving off to freedom in the heavy muddy green, leaving me to entirely die for the heavy river queen. Thrown overboard, sinking in the heavy mud with the heavy iron box and my heavy freezing blood. The heavy iron handle is completely wrapped around my wrist, pulling my heavy body down into the heavy muddy mist. I look up at the heavy surface, the moonlight fading into black, knowing that the heavy air is never completely coming back. The millions in the heavy bar are pulling me entirely down. A happy kind of treasure wearing a heavy water crown. My lungs are burning heavy, my vision's turning into red, sleeping with the heavy fish in the heavy river bed. Thrown overboard in the heavy freezing dark, sinking like an anchor where the heavy gator spark. The freezing muddy water completely chilling up my bone, drowning in the midnight, absolutely all alone. She's driving off to freedom in the heavy muddy green, leaving me to entirely die for the heavy river queen. Thrown overboard, sinking in the heavy mud with the heavy iron box and my heavy freezing blood. I gotta drop the heavy million.
or I'm gonna have it drown. The paper and the heavy gold are pulling me completely down. I let the heavy handle go. I kick the muddy heavy floor, swimming for the heavy surface like I never did before. Lord, give me air.
Man coughing at muddy water violently, gasping for air. The heavy wet sound of a body dragging itself through thick mud onto the riverbank. Squelch, drag. And eventually gets or starts picking a slow, rusty, and deeply mournful Delta blues progression. No bass, no drums, just a single slow, tired tap of a soaking wet boot on a piece of driftwood.
My heavy body up onto the freezing mud. Spitting out the heavy river, shivering in my heavy blood. Millions are resting quiet down in the heavy deep, where the river devil's waiting and the heavy day to sleep. I ain't got the heavy iron, I ain't got the silver gun. I lost the heavy gamble before the rising of the sun. Looking at my empty, heavy hands, shaking in the pale moonlight. Nothing but a broken, heavy sinner, swallowed by the heavy night, drowning in the black water. Well, I'm completely sinking down, lost inside the heavy swamp. A million miles from the town, she took the heavy freedom. She took the heavy escape, leaving me a freezing ghost in an entirely heavy shape. Yeah, my lungs are breathing heavy air, but my spirit's completely dead, drowning in the black water, with the heavy echoes in my head.
cypress trees are watching, looking like completely heavy ghosts, laughing at the heavy fool who drank the devil's heavy toast. I thought I was a heavy hunter, chasing down the heavy queen, but I was just a heavy prey inside a heavy wicked scene. My clothes are sticking heavy, completely freezing to my bone. Every single heavy shadow makes me feel completely more alone. The Queen of Spades is floating away, spinning in the heavy tide, taking all my heavy fortune and completely all my heavy pride, drowning in the black water with life completely sinking down, lost inside the heavy swamp. A million miles from the town, she took the heavy freedom, she took the heavy escape, leaving me a freezing ghost in an entirely heavy shape. Yeah, my lungs are breathing heavy air, but my spirit's completely dead, drowning in the black water with the heavy echoes in my head. I left the money at the bottom, I left my completely heavy soul crawling through the heavy dirt, paying up the heavy toll. No more crimson heavy silk, no more heavy cigar smoke. I'm shivering in the freezing mud and completely, absolutely broke. Lord have mercy. Freezing mud, the black water took it all. Just a fool in the swamp. Gotta stand up, gotta keep walking. Empty hands, freezing mud, the black water took it all. Just a fool in the swamp. Gotta stand up, gotta keep walking. I'm pulling my heavy body. I'm pulling my heavy body. I'm pulling my heavy body. I'm pulling my heavy body.
My heavy boots are sinking down, completely swallowed by the earth, fighting for a heavy breath, fighting for a heavy rebirth. The mud is grabbing at my heavy knees like the devil's heavy hand, trying to drag the heavy sinner back into the shadowland. I got no heavy pride remaining, I got no heavy silver ring, just a broken heavy drifter who forgot how to heavy sing. I dig my heavy bleeding fingers deep into the cypress root, pulling up the heavy sorrow hidden in the heavy boot, crawling on the muddy shore underneath the weeping moon, listening to the heavy river humming this completely wicked tune. She stripped me of my heavy glory, she took my heavy human shape. Now I'm moving like a serpent, looking for the heavy escape. Yeah, I left the millions at the bottom to settle up the heavy score. Just a heavy, hungry survivor crawling on the muddy shore. The heavy leeches on my skin are drinking up the heavy pain, washing out the heavy memory in the freezing heavy rain. I see the red silk in my heavy mind shining in the heavy dark, but the swamp is completely waking up and the heavy hounds are gonna bark. Every single heavy inch is costing me a heavy toll, but I refuse to completely surrender my dirty heavy soul. I bite my heavy bleeding lip and taste the heavy river rust, turning all the heavy betrayal into completely heavy dust, crawling on the muddy shore underneath the
out crawling, found a heavy stone on my 2 heavy feet, spitting out the mud. I'm still alive. You hear me? I'm still entirely alive.
Through thick wet roads, it's been a heavy land. Now I'm walking with a heavy ghost across this wicked heavy land. My pockets are completely empty, dripping with the heavy rain, trading in a heavy fortune for entirely heavy pain. I look up at the heavy branches covered in a Spanish moss, laughing at the heavy devil, laughing at the heavy loss, because a heavy stack of paper and a heavy silver rain. Down here in a heavy midnight, they don't mean a heavy thing. I'm penniless in a heavy swamp, beneath the weeping heavy tree, shivering in the muddy water, completely dropping to my knees. The heavy gators don't take silver, the heavy snakes don't want the gold, just a broken heavy drifter, completely freezing in the cold. Yeah, I left the heavy treasure resting in a muddy dam. Now I'm walking entirely blind, penniless in a heavy swamp.
with a wicked heavy fever, seeing heavy apparitions. I'm a completely blind believer. I think I see the crimson silk dancing in a heavy fall, but it's just a heavy shadow resting on a heavy log. I can hear the heavy casino playing a heavy midnight tune, but it's just a heavy crickets singing to the heavy moon. My heavy mind is completely breaking, spinning off the heavy track, and the completely empty pockets are like a heavy wicked sack. I'm penniless in a heavy swamp, beneath a weeping heavy tree, shivering in the muddy water, completely dropping to my knees. The heavy gators don't take silver, the heavy snakes don't want the gold, just a broken heavy drifter, completely freezing in the cold. Yeah, I left the heavy treasure resting in a muddy dam. Now I'm walking entirely blind, penniless in a heavy swamp. I'm laughing like a heavy madman, stumbling on the heavy roof, with nothing but my heavy heartbeat and a completely ruined boot. Lord, I'm burning up. No heavy silver, no heavy gold, just the heavy mosquitoes. Fever's getting entirely high, laughing in the mud. A loud splash as he trips and falls face first into a shallow puddle of swamp water. Splash! A heavy gold. Sewn tight on the head of floorboards, next to a heavy glowing fire. saved from the heavy river and the completely heavy mind. The swamp fever's entirely broken. The heavy demons went away, leaving just a heavy survivor to entirely face the heavy day. I pick up the heavy leather, soaking in the heavy mud, filled with the heavy river water and my own entirely heavy blood. I twist the heavy fabric, looking at the heavy flame, squeezing out the heavy memory of her completely wicked game. Wringing out the heavy cold, watching the black water fall, squeezing out the Queen of Spades, answering the heavy call. I'm twisting out the heavy trees and dripping on the heavy stone, leaving all the heavy millions stripping completely to the bone. Yeah, she tried to entirely drown me, but I'm completely staying afloat, sitting by the heavy fire, bringing out the heavy cold. Bringing out the heavy cold. The ashes, making that heavy hissing sound, reminding me of the boiler room and the heavy underground. But this ain't a heavy prison, and I ain't a heavy slave. I crawled out of the heavy water, walking completely from the grave. I twist the heavy collar, I squeeze the heavy sleeve, washing out the heavy lies that a foolish man believed. The heavy coat was an anchor, dragging me entirely blind, but now it's just heavy armor, leaving a heavy past behind. Wringing out the heavy coat, watching the black water fall, squeezing out the Queen of Spades, answering the heavy call. I'm twisting out the heavy trees and dripping on the heavy stone, leaving all the heavy millions stripping completely to the bone. Yeah, she tried to entirely drown me, but I'm completely staying afloat, sitting by the heavy fire, bringing out the heavy cold. I twist as a heavy leather, the black water hits the dirt. I'm emptying the heavy pockets, I'm burying the heavy hurt. No more heavy gambling, no more heavy wicked lust. I'm hanging up the heavy armor, turning the betrayal into completely heavy dust. Squeeze it dry. getting entirely light, ready for the heavy morning. Saddle Voodoo has finally found its center again. Sharp plucks and slow, satisfying bends that echo the turning of the heavy fabric, squeezing out the heavy mud. The water's entirely gone, cold is getting entirely light, ready for the heavy morning.
I reach my heavy hand inside the heavy dried out cord, finding the heavy wicked paper that grabbed me by the throat. The Queen of Spades is staring with a heavy fading. She thought she sent me down to the entirely heavy brink, but a piece of heavy paper ain't a match for entirely bone. I'm a heavy river survivor sitting on a heavy stone. I look the wicked heavy lady completely in her frozen eyes, and I'm ripping up the voodoo, and I'm ripping up the lies. I'm tearing up the devil's card, breaking the completely heavy hex, throwing the heavy wicked pieces right into the burning text. She thought she owned my heavy spirit, she thought she dug my heavy grave, but I'm standing by the fire, and I ain't nobody's slave. Yeah, she can keep the heavy millions hiding in the heavy dark. I'm tearing up the devil's card, and I'm taking back the spark. The heavy pieces hit the ashes, completely entirely burning bright, lifting the heavy shadows right out of the freezing night. They say the swamp is full of magic that can completely tie a man, but the magic completely dies when you stand up to the plan. The heavy hounds have lost my scent, the river washed the heavy trail, the heavy cage is broken open, and I'm walking out the jail. I don't need the heavy silver to prove I won the heavy fight. I'm a completely empty pocket walking into the heavy light. I'm tearing up the devil's car, breaking the completely heavy hex, throwing the heavy wicked pieces right into the burning text.
back the spark.
I'm leaving the heavy Queen of Spades and the heavy wicked swan behind. Let it completely burn.
Watch the heavy paper burn. Nothing but completely heavy ash. No more hex. No more heavy queen. I am completely bullet queen. I got my heavy soul back. Entirely burning up the heavy fall. I left my heavy sorrow sitting on a rotting log. She threw me in the black water with the heavy iron box, expecting me to completely drown underneath the muddy dock. But the heavy gators let me pass, and the fever completely broke. I walked right out the heavy fire and the heavy cigar smoke. the devil has the heavy weight, 'cause the river can't kill me. Let her count the dirty cash. Her heavy kingdom is completely built on a pile of heavy ash. She's looking over her heavy shoulder, hiding from the heavy hound. Well, I am walking completely free across the solid heavy grounds. The heavy mud is washed away from the bottom of my heavy boots. I pulled my heavy survival right out of the cypress roots. I'm a brand new heavy engine running on the heavy track. I beat the heavy reaper and I ain't entirely looking back, 'cause the river can't kill me and the swamp can't keep me down. I'm walking like a heavy giant back into the heavy town. The voodoo hex is completely shattered. The heavy queen is on the run. I'm stepping out the black water, completely blazing in the sun. Yeah, she thought she dug my heavy grave beneath the cypress tree, but the devil has the heavy weight, 'cause the river can't kill me. I survived the heavy water, I survived the heavy lead. Walk right out the graveyard with a clear and heavy head. No more heavy gambling, no more heavy wicked traps. I'm wiping off the heavy blood and I'm redrawing all the maps. Let's ride. Untouchable. Look at me completely walk. The heavy river couldn't do it. The Queen of Spades completely lost. I am the heavy master now, heading for the highway, heading gravel road, stepping away from the swamp. Crunch, cool, 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 cool. I left the muddy water completely fading in the green. I left the heavy millions and the wicked river queen. I'm following the iron rails, cutting through the heavy wood, leaving all the heavy sorrow exactly where it completely stood. My pockets are entirely empty, but my heavy head is clear. I washed away the voodoo, and I washed away the fear. I don't need a heavy ticket, I don't need a heavy train. I'm walking completely out the shadows and stepping out the heavy rain, walking the tracks to the city underneath the morning sun. The heavy swamp is far behind me, and the wicked race is done. Let the heavy gators have the silver, let the devil keep the gold. I'm a completely free survivor, stepping out the heavy cold. Yeah, I traded all the heavy madness for entirely heavy peace, walking the tracks to the city, feeling the heavy soul release. They say a man ain't truly free until he's lost absolutely everything. I chased a fortune into the dark water. I played a game with a ghost in crimson silk. She thought the heavy iron box was the prize, but she's still hiding in the fog, looking over her shoulder for the rest of her life. Me, I'm just walking. No heavy hex, no heavy hounds, just the sun on my face and a long straight line of iron leading home. Sometimes coming out with entirely nothing is the greatest jackpot of them all. adventure guitar starts, picking a warm, steady, alternating bass line matching the speed of the footsteps. A soft, airy harmonica plays a distant, peaceful melody of freedom. No drums, just the sound of a man moving completely forward.
I left the muddy water. 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 I left the muddy water.
I left the muddy water.
I left the muddy water. I left the muddy water. I left the muddy water. I left the muddy water.
I left the muddy water. I left the muddy water. I left the muddy water.
I left the muddy water. I left the muddy water. I left the muddy water. I left the muddy water.
I left the muddy water.
I left the muddy water.
I left the muddy water.